All right, let's take a look at a couple of them. In this one, the coaching point that you saw here was the recognition. So tell us what you like, what we see here.
Well, you get zone coverage, and the Bengals really had trouble, as we all know, with pass protection. So I think he did a great job of recognizing he's the flat defender here. Bengals are going to swing the back here, mixing out to the flat here. And he just does a really good job of recognizing the route. And him and the rest of his teammates, they did a really good job of tackling in space. That's a play that's Joe Mixon. He's a very good back. So I like the fact he recognizes. You see a little pick route there by the inside receiver there trying to get him off his track. He just recognizes, sees what it is, and explodes to the football. And, you know, a lot of this is instinctual, and he does a really, really good job, and I'll keep saying it, of moving forward, which I think is so important for a backer in the NFL.
Yeah, and as you look at that, there's nobody there. If he doesn't make that tackle, that's another 5, 6, 8 yards. So, again, recognition. You talk about him being instinctual. This next thing that we're going to kind of show a clip of are some of those instincts. So take us through what you see coaching-wise from his instincts here.
Well, I love this here. He's going to read the zone play, just a classic NFL zone play, and he is going to be the A-gap player. And when he sees that A-gap player, he's not going to allow that lineman to get off on him. He beats that lineman to the punch. And the only way you do that is by moving vertically. And if you move too much horizontally, that lineman makes for an easy cutback for that back. So he's going to see that double, and he is going to get downhill right now and attack the back. And I think this is what he does very well. This is instinctual. This is playmaking. This is something he does very well. He reads, you know, depending on where the double's coming from, if it's a deuce by the guard and the tackle or an ace by the center and the guard, he's going to read to his gap responsibility. And when he sees that double, he's immediately getting downhill. This is a very good play by him.
And again, it's game against the Eagles, pretty good linemen. Eagles playing well. This is a preseason game, but again, you like seeing a guy that can beat the lineman and make the play, and that's what he showed there. You mentioned his instinct. Another thing that you talk about, and this is kind of often overlooked, are the feet of the guys, and that enables them to get in position to make the play. So the next clip we're going to take a look at are the feet. Tell us what you see in this.
Well, the Bengals are going to run a little high-low here with the inside receiver and outside receiver. The inside receiver is going to run like a 10-yard dig. Outside receiver is going to run like a 5-yard dig. So it's just really a high-low read on Takitaki, and he's going to do a really good job of getting depth with his feet. And as he gets depth, that quarterback reads it correctly and checks it down to the underneath guy. He's once again, with his instincts and his ability to move, he makes the quarterback throw underneath and then reacts and comes up and makes a really good tackle in the open field. So again, kind of dictates what the quarterback's going to do, reacts and makes a great tackle.
And the other thing that we're seeing is he's making tackles, especially in this Bengals game, in open space on guys that are tough to tackle. That should earn him more time on the field because of the problems the Browns have had before that Bengals game with tackling.
Yeah, you know, he tackles very well, and he plays with great energy and passion. I think that was one of the key points that I was talking earlier today, is that he brings an energy to that defense that they've kind of been lacking in terms of a guy who is the guy who's going to get everybody going. So he's constantly playing with passion. He's a very good tackler. He recognizes things very well. He pulls the trigger. He's not waiting. So he makes a decision and he goes. And I think, you know, when you wait, when your head's thinking, your feet aren't moving, and he does a very good job of reacting to what he's seeing in front of him.
All right, so we've taken a look at recognition, instincts, and feet. The missing part there is kind of the discipline. So this is one of the things that you're talking about with gap integrity. So let's take a look at this clip. Tell us what you like here.
So this is a very mediocre kind of 2-yard game for the Bengals. Doesn't look like much, but as you look at Takitaki here, he's going to read the double, and he's immediately going to take on that lineman. And when he takes on that lineman, it just kind of causes a pile. And he uses his hands very well when he gets to the line of scrimmage. He anchors in there into his A-gap, and he does not get moved. And Taven Bryan does a really good job in B-gap of trying to fight that double. By him fighting the double, it doesn't allow that guard to get off on Takitaki as fast as they want. And it's just a good team defense, kind of a boring play, but one of my favorite plays he made from the other night, because as you can see when the ball snapped, he's moving forward. And when you move forward, you don't get moved vertically and you don't get moved horizontally, which is very important for the Browns linebackers.
When you're talking about the Browns defensive tackles, is that what you're talking about with run fits as far as gap integrity, the defensive tackles and the linebackers, and the way they work together?
Yeah, so if you're getting a double team, you have to be able to fight that double team, and there's a bunch of different ways to do it. Take a knee, turn, fight with the hip, and it is taught differently, but you have to fight that double team and make them stay on the double as a defensive lineman. So in this particular play, Taven Bryan is the B gap player, and Takitaki's the A gap player, and they have to maintain their gap integrity. So Taven Bryan can't get driven out and make that A gap real big for Takitaki, because then it makes it tough for the linebacker. So again, good gap integrity, good gap sound defense. It's almost boring, but it's what stops the run in terms of everybody in control of their gap.